Hi, I'm Pam.
And I'm Stephanie.
And this is our first Floss Tube video. We are living outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. And I have been stitching for about 30 years.
And I've been stitching for about 30 minutes.
So this should really be fun. I actually started stitching when I was pregnant with Stephanie. And it is one of my bliss things, my addictions. When I'm not stitching, I'm usually working on my genealogy. And so it gives a nice contrast. And so we just thought, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've been a Floss Tube fan. And once Stephanie started stitching, then she came up with the brilliant idea that she would record with me. And I think it would be a really neat thing for us to share. So we're going to plan to post videos to our channel, which is called Just Keep Stitching. And we're going to try to post a video about every 2 weeks.
Now that's Just Keep Stitching, capital J, capital K, capital S, apostrophe at the end.
Right. Just like Dory, just keep swimming.
Right.
So here we go. The first thing we thought we'd start with was the latest design that I got back from the framer. We are very fortunate to have a wonderful local needlework shop in Sharonville, Ohio, and they do beautiful work. So I'm going to show that first.
She had 3 of them at the shop that you could choose from, and then this is also one of my favorite ones she's ever done. So you should know first before she show. Well, you can show it, I guess, first.
So it looks like we're getting a bit of a glare, and we're going to have to work on that. Okay, let's see.
Here we go.
It's pretty good. This is called Salty Santas, and you should know that I'm originally from New England, so anything nautical appeals to me. Sorry for the glare. We're going to get better.
That's what I was going to say, was that a lot of the things that she stitched, if you saw our whole house, is full. We don't have any artwork on the wall. It's all artwork that my mom has made, which is 10 times better than any other artwork, if you ask me. But, like, because she said she's from New England, and, you know, that's where my grandparents live, that's where I went to college. So, a lot of the stuff that's on our wall is very nautical themed. So, this was one of my favorite ones that she's ever stitched. So, luckily for us, she just got back from the framer, so we can share it with you all. So, I love it. And it's, even though it's Santa's, we have it hanging on the wall because it's that cool.
Okay, there's a better close-up of it.
Now, what did you stitch it on, and who did it by?
Oh, it's on kind of like a seafoam green even weave 28 count. Super fun to stitch, and I think the only modification was a friend of mine gave me the black buttons that I sewed onto the rope at the bottom. Okay.
Now, I don't have anything back from the framer yet because, like I said, I've been stitching for about, give or take, 30 minutes. So, I don't have anything back from the framer yet, but hopefully, maybe sometime soon that I will have something that I can share too.
She's been stitching for longer than 30 minutes.
Right. Maybe 2 weeks. But
okay, so the next thing we thought we'd do is show you some of the works in progress, the whips that I have. This is most of them. So, like I said, I started, she's 29, so a lot of my stash is from the 90s, and so a lot of the things that I stitch are from my stash. I'm doing Stitch from Stash for this year, and some things that I'm stitching you can't find easily, so we'll do the best we can. Like I said, I mentioned that I am very interested in genealogy, and I'm more or less half Canadian. 4 of my 8 grandparents came from Canada. And so last year, one of my sisters and I traveled to Canada. And some of you may know that this is the 150th anniversary year of the Confederation of Canada. And there is a Facebook group of us who are stitching Canadian designs. So, I had a kit in my stash that commemorated Remembrance Day, which is a UK holiday, and I decided that that would be my primary stitching project for Happy Canada 150. And this is the design that came in a kit. It's actually came from a company in Australia, but I think that it fits for all UK war memorials. And see if I can give you a peek at this. Maybe if I bring it up close, you can see I have 2 more poppies to do. Super fun to stitch. It's on an off-white linen that I just had in my stash. So that's one of my whips. I've also been working on one of the primitive needle designs, which is Halloween Parcheesi. One of my favorite things to stitch or want to stitch is game boards. And so when I saw this Halloween Parcheesi, it was a must-have. And again, this is on a off-white linen and using a couple of weeks colors, I think the called for ones. So that's where I am on Halloween Parcheesi. And some of you may know that Charlie Harper, the artist, is from Cincinnati. And those of us who have lived here any number of years have come to love his artwork. And there are many cross-stitch charts of his artwork. I've done Claire de Lune. That lives at my sister's house because they lived on a lake in Maine for a while that had lots of loons. But I started at the first of the year, during the winter months, I started Christmas Caper, which is a super cute design, sort of on the Christmas theme. And I am using 25 count black Aida for these guys. And let's see. Sorry for the scenery in the background, but that's...
But eventually it'll all be covered up with beautiful more stitches.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's that. And...
Is that all? Oh yeah, one more.
As I said, I'm kind of into game boards. And I have old stash. So this is, of course, Drawn Threads, sampler game board. And I have 2 more rows to complete, and then we do the border. So that's where I am with that. And I can tell we're going to need to get a piece of foam core or something to put behind what we show on camera.
Right.
But we're learning.
Right.
So this gives you an idea. My tastes are all over the place. And Stephanie, what have you been working on?
Okay, so the very first one that I started, so I didn't give myself enough credit. I thought, well, let me start small just in case, I really suck at it. But apparently I don't suck at it. So, but anyway, the first thing that I started was this, which is the Lizzie Kate Plumpkin. As you can tell, yeah, there you go. As you can tell, it's not completed yet. So I'm waiting on a green sampler thread to arrive in the mail, and then I will finish it. And so this is what it looks like when it's all said and done. Is this little guy right here, and I modified the hat detail. I just didn't like it all in green, so I changed that to the Dental Art Purple Iris, which is this really, really pretty blue and purple color. So adds a little bit more color to it than it originally had. So there's that. Thank you. And then my second piece is by Bent Creek, the Thankful Owls, which I've seen a lot on Instagram and stuff, but there you go. So there's this one, and I should say that the Lizzie Kate is done on a 14 count. I think it's a 14 count slate blue is what you called it.
Yeah.
Ada. So we decided that I'd start on Ada because it was my first one. So I actually much prefer Ada or even weave over the linens because I have lightweight OCD. So I like the straight. The waviness of the linen drives me absolutely insane. So, so the Thankful Owls is done. Yep, piece of paper, please. Thank you. So the Thankful Owls right here. That's how much I have done. On him again, I'm in the Waiting for Green Thread Club, which I'm just waiting to finish the rest of the Pilgrim out, and then the S in Blessed. I did make a modification. I don't know if you can tell on the screen, but the F in Grateful and I think it's the the H in Thankful is a different shade of thread than the rest of the letters. And for some reason, the pattern didn't call for any variation of the letters on Blessed, so I decided to go ahead and do that. So it's going to be the green that is the body of the owl, and I also changed the original. It called for something, I think the same brown for Blessed, and I changed that to the General Arts, or the Juniper, which is the color of the wings on the Pilgrim. So just a little bit of modifications, but I really, really like this. And this is on what fabric is this on? I think it was 10 count, even weave or something like that. I think.
I think Ada.
I'm not really good with the whole verbiages yet, so that's what I keep her around for. So, and then the third piece, which is actually my first finish of my life, is done on 16 count, or 14 count, I don't know, Ada, black Ada, and when I brought the pattern to the same shop that my mom was talking about, my mom said that, she's like, you said you don't want to stitch on black Ada, you don't want to do that. And then they said, oh, she'll be fine. Well, look, I'm fine. So, this was a freebie by, who's it by? Sorry, we gotta look at our notes.
Oh, it's the freebie by Hands On Design, right. Kathy Haberman.
She does every year, and she puts out a freebie for her anniversary, so this is her latest one, so I might need a piece of paper on that. But, yeah, because it's on black. But it's the Love Compass. So, the cool thing about this, and she even mentioned it in her, in the instructions on the freebie, was that there's a lot of room for variations. So the words are done in it's General Arts, right? General Arts is the name of the company, right? Yeah. General Arts Cotton Candy. So that's the words, and then the initials in the middle, and the square border around it is done in General Arts Poppy, and then they kind of look like triangles from here, but they're little tiny hearts. It's done in Cherry Vanilla, which is by Weeks. And then the initials in the middle, that was my own personalization, is the word I'm looking for. My initial for Stephanie, and my boyfriend's name is Micah. So that is what the M&S stand for. So this is my first official finish. Yay, everybody clap.
Yay, Steph! Yay!
Yay! Yep.
Applause. So
hopefully, I'm thinking I'm going to get this framed in a nice little white frame. So it's very, very, very cute, and I'm very, very happy with it. So, there's that.
Yep.
And, oh yeah, we're doing, yep, okay, sorry. So then, my piece I'm currently working on, which is the biggest one yet, very, very exciting, is actually something that we purchased off of Etsy. And it's by, their Etsy shop name is Fiddlesticks AU, so FIDDLESTICKSAU. And then it's, I'm a huge...
You can't show the chart.
Oh, I can't show the chart, sorry.
No, can't show the chart.
Rule number 1, don't show the chart. So I'm a huge Wizard of Oz fan. So that's like my favorite movie of all time. And so there's a lot of charts that she has in her stash that were supposed to be stitched for me, but now I'm stitching, so I might as well do it myself. But anyway, this is it says there's no place like home. Piece of paper, please. There we go. So it says there's no place like home. And then there's a little ruby slipper on it, and there's a little Toto dog. But this has been so fun to do, and very, 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 very colorful, which is kind of like my personality, so it works. And then no modifications to this one that I've made, except for the ruby slipper. It just calls for regular red DMC, and I'm a little bit more exciting than that. So we changed to it's going to be done in this, which I don't know how to pronounce, but silk lame braid. Yeah, whatever that means. But basically, I don't know if you can tell, but it gives a little bit of shimmer to it. And there's some red beads, so this is my first time using silks and beads, so thankfully I have the master artist right here to help me with that. So, yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. That's my current project, so. Oh, yes, that's our next starts, right?
Okay,
That's the next section.
So we'll go, sorry, next section. Okay, so we thought we'd show you a couple of things that we're thinking about starting soon. And one of the things that I'm going to start to do is the Ye Old Coffee House from Little House Designs. This was also published, and that's what I have, pages from the June 2004 Just Cross Stitch magazine. And I've got my fabric picked out. It's going to be 28 count amber linen, and I think that'll just pop right out. It'll be super cool. And I'm also, and sorry Casey, wherever you are, Casey,
yeah, good luck.
Bonagurio fan. She no longer designs, but
we're like her biggest fans.
We're like her biggest fans. I've done lemon meringue pie all framed, which is in her bedroom. We'll show that the next time.
Yes.
And also I did the Irish coffee. Some of you may have seen that on my Instagram account. And just for a change of pace, she's done a taco sampler, which I think it would be super cool. I've got
Plus
a couple.
we like tacos.
Plus we like tacos.
So why not?
So I've got a couple of choices. They're a little bit different, mustardy. We're going to have to do the old floss toss and decide what I'm going to use. So that's a couple in the wings.
And then for me, I have one project that's in the wings, and that is the Love Bugs by A Needle and Thread, which is super, 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 super cute. 4 colors, very, very, very easy. But once I started with the There's No Place Like Home, you couldn't stop me. So I decided to do it on this color fabric. There's something that she had laying around that said 28 count even weave called Antique White. Very, very, very cute. So, and I did make a couple alterations to the colors, but we kind of went with what we already had as opposed to, buying all new thread we already had thread that would work for it. So, well, I'll show that off. Hopefully I'll have that started by the next time we do an episode, and I'll show you my progress.
So, this pretty much brings to a close our first floss tube video. And we're not going to bother with editing. We're just going to upload it to
it's perfect. So
just keep stitching. And we also did want to mention we both have Instagram accounts, and we are always trolling for followers.
We have competitions daily.
Yeah, we kind of look at our count. That's the last thing we do before we go to sleep. Seriously, folks.
Yeah. Very exciting lives we live here.
I am PG Soap.
And I am SC Schaffner. So,
yeah, FC Schaffner.
So hers is.
I've seen my people's dreams die.
Sorry about that. So her Instagram name is PG Soap. PGSA. Oh wait, that's not how you spell soap.
No.
PGSOAP.
Right.
And then mine is SC Schaffner. So it's SCSCHAFFNER.
Right. So find us on Facebook. She joined all the stitching Facebook groups that I belong to.
I'm officially addicted.
She's officially addicted. And we're going to wrap this up and see how it looks. If it's not a complete disaster, we're just going to upload it to FlossTube. Thanks for stopping by. Now the last count we'll check when we go to bed is how many subscribers we have. So this is Pam.
And I'm Stephanie.
And thanks for letting us join FlossTube. And look for us in another couple of weeks. Bye.
Bye.